Hi, first graders. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm tapping out a word and I hear a k sound, can you say that? I get really confused on whether or not I need to use a C, a K, or a CK. Let's review some of our rules that we've learned this year, or maybe some of them might be new to you, about when we use a C, a K, or a CK. Then we're going to practice sorting some words, and then I have a special job for you. All right, let's take a look. Here are some rules that I know to help me with C, K, and CK. Okay, it's going to be the letter C. We know it'll be the letter C if at the beginning of the word we hear a k sound, and then following that we have the vowel A, I, O, or U. A, O, or U. So like in the word cat, like in the word cop, and in the word cup. And that's the short vowel sound or the long vowel sound. So like k, a, t. Oh, I heard an A, which tells me it's going to be a C. So A, O, or U. The other time we know it's going to be a C is again the beginning of the word if there's a consonant blend, which we've been talking about consonant blends. So when there's two consonants at the start of a word, it's always going to be a C. And I mean, I say always, but for every rule, there's rule breakers. But so for example, like in the word crab, k, a, b. Ooh, we have that blend at the beginning. So it's going to be a C. Or like in the word club or clap. Okay, so that's when we use a C and it sounds like a K, is if it has the vowel A, O, or U right after it, or if we hear a blend at the beginning. Ready? Let's talk about K. We use K a lot. So K will be used at the beginning of the word if it's an E or an I following it. So like in the word kite, can, king, kid, all of those are k, I, or k, eh. Or even if it's an E sound, like in the word keep, it's going to be a K because we have the vowel E. Now we'll also use a K if it's at the end of the word that we see the blend. So if the blend's at the beginning of the word, it's going to be a C. If the blend's at the end of the word, it's going to be a K. And that includes our NK glued sounds that we've learned. Because technically our NK glued sounds have a blend in it, but it's easier to remember it as a glued sound than a blend. So like in the word park, you can see that glued sound the blend RK, bank, honk, junk, pink, those ones all have our NK glued sounds in them. But also if there's a blend at the end, like in the word like mask, mask, that sk tells us it's going to be just a K. Okay, and probably the easiest one to remember is CK. We know it will be both CK when it's following, so at the end of the word, a short vowel. And I said in here when it's one syllable. That's important because it's like one clap, jack, pack, tack. And it's at the end of that one syllable. And that's when we're going to have a CK. And notice they're all our short vowel sounds. My examples were all with the short vowel A, but you could also do the short vowel E like peck, or if you had our short vowel U like luck or puck. We've practiced this a lot. Now I do want to see sometimes, and this is not something we've really talked about, but if you're looking for words with CK, you might see it sometimes in the middle of the word like jacket or packet. You might be like, wait, Mrs. Leone, you told us it's at the end of the word. Yes, but if we took off that ET and we just talked about that first syllable in jacket, the first chunk follows our CK rules. Now I know this is a lot to remember. I don't expect you to be masters. It's just a skill we're going to keep working so that eventually we're like, I know if it's a C or a K or a CK because I know my rules. And I want to show you a picture that I have to help you with remembering C or K. All right. C goes with A, O, and U, and K goes with the other two. And here we have a little picture. It looks kind of like a cat. It's our letter C with our vowels A, O, and U to make the face. Then over here, we have our letter K with what looks kind of like a kite. And we have our letters E and I. All right, are you ready? Let's practice just a quick little sort together. I have 3 pictures here. Let's see if we can guess if it's a C, a K, or a CK. My first word here is backpack. We could go with either of them. It's going to be the same one. Back or pack. B-a-k. Well, I hear my k sound last, so I know it's not C. I also hear it after our short vowel, b-a-k. So that tells me it's going to be our CK. So I'm going to click my picture and drag it over to CK. All right, let's look. Now we have a crab. K-r-a-b. K-r. Ooh, do you hear that blend at the beginning of our word? We have a blend at the beginning of the word. That means it's going to be a C. Right, because C comes at the beginning when we have a blend. All right, our last one is king. K-ing. K-ing. Oh, what vowel is in ing? We have the vowel I. Let's go double check. Which one takes the I? K does. So that means king is spelled with a K. All right, are you ready? Here's your job now. Is I want you to sort. There's 2 more slides with pictures. Let's go over what the pictures are. And I want you to sort them best you can with C, K, or CK. All right, ready? Can you repeat after me? We have a mask, cast, a cast. So think about that first letter, K-ast. Here we have some clips. This one is going to be luck. Luck. Or you can also call it a shamrock, and it still follows the same rules. In my head, I was thinking luck, and then I thought, hey, I could do either one, luck or shamrock. This is a picture of a kid and a shark. Okay. Here's your second slide to sort. We have cards. Can you say lock? We have a key, sink, bunk, and you could do corn, or you could read this as cob. Both of them follow the same rule and have the same letter to start it. Corn on the cob, both of them have the same letter to start it. All right, and here's your last job. If you finish sorting these pictures and you have more time, here's my challenge. Ready? See what words you can either come up with that have a C for our K sound, a K, or a CK. If you are stumped and you don't know what words, you're like, my brain just can't think of any. Maybe you practice spelling some of the words we sorted. So I'm A-okay if you want to go and pick some of the C words we sorted. So maybe you want to tap out crab, K-r-ab, and you could write that word there. Or you want to do the word king, K-ing, or our CK word was backpack, backpack. The other option you have is if you have a book, which you all do either online or at home, you can use a book and look through and see what words you can find that have our letters. So if I look on my very first page, in this book, I see the name Kate, which actually doesn't follow our rules. Look, I told you for every single one, there's a rule breaker. And you can maybe do that and say, look, I found a rule breaker. Those are fun too, and those are still exciting. And I can keep looking through my book for other k sounds and see if I find some that do follow our rules or if all I find are rule breakers. That's okay too. Ooh, and here I found a good one that's not a rule breaker. I found the word shocked, which you might be thinking, wait, Mrs. Leone, you told me CK comes at the end of the word. Well, guess what? Shocked has a suffix on it. So if I took off that ED, my base word is shock, and then it does follow our rule. Sh, aw, k. Okay? So for the last slide, you can either try and tap and spell words that we've already sorted, words that you know, or look for words in a book that you have. All right, first graders, have fun, good luck. Don't worry if this is challenging, because it is. There's a lot to remember, and we don't expect you to be masters of our k sounds right now. I mean, you're only in first grade. All right, have fun, my friends.